Hey guys, this is Dr. Jansen, and today our lesson is over dividing fractions. So let's get started. There are really three steps that we are going to keep in mind when we are dividing fractions. And those three steps are keep. So we're going to put a big K right here for keep. Our second step, a big S for switch. And then lastly, a big F for flip. So KSF for keep, switch, flip. And that's really what we want to keep in mind when we are solving dividing fractions. And now let me show you what that really means when it comes to solving our problem. So first, we're looking at this, again, our problem 3/4 divided by 5/6 here. And so we're actually just going to do those three things in order. So number one, keep. That correlates to the first part of our problem right here, 3/4. So number one, keep, K. So that means we are going to keep 3/4 exactly the same. We're not going to do anything with it. It's going to stay 3/4, just like we see it. Then we have step 2, S for switch. So 2S for switch. What that means is we switch our division sign to a multiplication sign every time. That's exactly what we do every single time. It just means switch our division sign to a multiplication sign. So that step, again, pretty easy. Just switch your division sign to a multiplication sign. Our last step is to flip. And that means we are going to take our last fraction here and flip it upside down. So we are just going to take what was on the bottom of the fraction, our denominator, and make it the top of our fraction, the numerator. We are going to flip it upside down. So 5/6 turns into 6/5. Now we are going to solve this just like we solved our multiplying fractions problems. So we are going to just multiply straight across. But the same as when we solved our multiplying fractions problems, we're going to check our diagonals first. So in doing that, we're going to see if we can simplify at all. And so we're going to check our 3 and our 5 here. And there are not any numbers that 3 or 5 are both divisible by, so we can't simplify there at all. Nothing there. Now we're going to check 6 and 4. Are there any numbers that 6 and 4 are both divisible by? Yes, they're both divisible by 2. So we can reduce both those numbers by dividing by 2. 4 divided by 2 gives us 2. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. Before we multiply anything, we're going to rewrite our fractions just to make sure that we don't get confused. So 3 divided by 2 times 3 divided by 5. We just rewrote our problem after we reduced our fractions. Now we're going to multiply straight across. 3 times 3 gives us 9. 2 times 5 gives us 10. And again, before we say we're completely done, we have to double check. 9 divided by 10, are there any numbers that 9 and 10 could still be divided by? Is our fraction in simplest form? There's not anything that they could both still be divided by, so it is in simplest form, and we have solved our fraction. We have solved our division problem, and great job.